Overall, we don't really do a whole lot of gadget reviews here on TGRS and Internet Nobodies, but I do really like buying them. I'm personally a really big advocate of Kickstarter and Indiegogo, donating money to these small companies to help get their projects off the ground. Obviously, that's a huge simplification of the websites, but I do enjoy doing it. I've backed games, tools, even wallets. And usually they deliver exactly what I expected them to. I think I've only ever had one project I straight up didn't get, but overall I have had pretty good luck. And this week here on That Gadget Review Show, I'm your host, James, and we're going to be taking a look at the newly released Switch gadget. At least at the time of writing the script, it's been a while. I don't know how long it's been out, but it's been out for a minute. The Fixture S1. So I do want to say, while Fixture does have its own website, the only way to purchase this is off of their Indiegogo page for about $30. If that's a turnoff for you, I do apologize because I really like this little gadget. The Fixture S1 is a Nintendo Switch mount for your Pro Controller, allowing you to play your Switch in handheld mode with the superior controller setup. Obviously that is subjective, but I just really prefer the Pro Controller over the Joy-Cons. I do like the Joy-Cons well enough, but I often find that my hands cramp really easily using them, especially in handheld mode, being one of the main reasons I only really play on my monitor. That, and as of late, both sets of my Joy-Cons are now going through the dreaded Joy-Con drift, so they are next to unusable to me. Actually, in the time that it's been a while, as I've said, I found that they still actually work fine for SNES games and NES games using the online services. So that's cool, but for 3D gaming, no, I can't do it. The mount wraps around the backside of the controller and grips onto the sides of the Nintendo Switch console. It's not super easy to get the fixture lined up on the Switch's tracks, but when you do, the grip is super strong, and I haven't had any issues with the system sliding any. Except for one time when it got knocked off of a table, minus the tiny heart attack, the Switch had moved about halfway up the rack. It has a really strong grip on the controller, almost too strong, but honestly that's good. There have been a couple of times where my fingers will brush against it, especially around the bumpers and the triggers, and it can get in the way when trying to use the D-pad at all, but unless I'm playing something like Devil May Cry 3, the D-pad doesn't really get used a whole lot anyways. You can adjust the screen to really any position you like, either having it straight up from the controller, or even pulled forward if you feel maybe you need to have it a little bit closer. When I first used it, I didn't even put the screen all the way onto the mount because I liked where it's at for SpongeBob. Also, I was just excited to get to play using it, so a little bit of childlike stupidity got in the way and I didn't use it correctly. The fixture is 3D printed plastic, and that did make me a little concerned about it at first. But once I actually got my hands on it, you can feel that the build quality is actually really damn good. I do worry about the hinges wearing down and getting loose over time, but as I've only had it for about a week, at the time of writing this script, I don't have much to say yet. I guess I will add on here after the fact, I barely use it. That being said, I've had such a little time in my personal life for actual gaming for leisure that honestly I wouldn't use it anyways. That's just kind of how my life is at the moment. You can fold the mount with the Switch and controller still attached. The form factor is pretty small, which is nice, but my biggest complaint is that the screen of the Switch faces outward, leaving it vulnerable if you were to stash it in your backpack. That being said, I have no idea how to have made it fold to have the screen facing the front of the controller without adding more parts, so I guess this is acceptable. Time will tell just how much use I get out of the Fixture S1. While I really enjoy it at the moment, I might not use it so much down the line when I finally get my setup redone. I will try and post the link to the fixture down in the description. If I forget, you can always search for it online. It's pretty easy to get to. It's about $30, so it is a little pricey for a random gadget, but it's a lot of fun and has kind of rekindled my interest in playing my Switch games in handheld mode. Thank you so much for watching this episode of TGRS. I know this was pretty short and sweet, but I really have no more to say regarding it. It's just a pretty neat device. For some personal news, I have built a new computer with the crucial assistance of Matthew. Her name is Brunhilde, and she has a massive tumor, and so far it has been pretty awesome with having a nice computer again. My laptop has served me well, and I will still use it a fair amount, but Brunhilde will become my main workstation. Hopefully it puts a fire in me to keep working ahead on videos. All that said, this was James here at Internet Nobodies. Come and see me again tomorrow for a new Saucy Reviews. Actually, at this point, come see me Friday for a new Saucy Reviews, and come back to TGRS next week for a new review from Terrell.